to the Speak Your Life podcast. My name is Andre Llewellyn. Welcome, and I'm your host. As you all know, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Spotify, and our Apple Podcasts, especially our YouTube channel. We are really trying to grow our YouTube channel, guys. We're trying to get to 1,000. Not trying, we are going to get to 1,000 with your help. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the Speak Your Life family and join us today. We have amazing content, especially today. Today's special guest is all the way from North Carolina. Man, he has done a lot of amazing things. As you can see, we're on this amazing ranch. He also, not only has he worked in space engineering, but this man is also the founder of Black Reins, is a publication that helps to promote the idea that us as Black people can be cowboys and cowgirls. So please welcome my man Stanford Moore.
Hey, how you doing? That's great.
Yes, sir. Doing well. Doing well. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling phenomenal.
So would you say about a 9 or 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
9.9.
Okay, and that's good. That's good. And the reason why I ask, 1 to 10 is because I think everybody says, "Oh, I'm doing good." Everybody says, "I'm doing good," but like, there's a scale. I feel like there's like a spectrum for that because sometimes people are like, "I want people to give honest answers as far as they really feel." Like some people are feeling like a 4, and that's okay. Like there's always a reason behind that. So.
Well, the reason why I say that, I'm a fall spring guy, and this weather is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm very glad to be outside and doing an awesome interview. So
yeah.
Plus.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you being here, and like I told him, guys, like when I walked this room, Deshaun, his son, told me that he's about 6'8", and I was like, all right, well, he really is 6'8".
Yeah,
I was like,
cheating at all.
Yeah, that's right.
250.
250, yeah. So you must have played sports and all that stuff. Basketball. Okay. Well, so anyways, are you ready to speak your life?
Absolutely, man. Let's do it. I love it.
All right. So basically, here in this podcast, we typically ask all of our guests, the question of, there are 2 things that are most important in life, and the day you're born and that journey as to knowing why you're born. So give us that. You don't have to give us a year if you don't want to, but you can give us the year and all the way and the in between to knowing why you were born.
The day I was born, to me discovering my purpose, it was a journey of about 30 years. It took me some time to mature. I was a late bloomer. I grew late, everything. I left high school about 5'10". I ended up growing until I was 25 years old. See, the progression is slow.
Yeah. But what was the era in pop culture? Like, what were the things that were kind of going on in that time?
Well, in the 80s, I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So I was that typical on the scene kid, But I think I was always mature. I had my life together, I was always lived on my own, and kind of working in a professional field, so I carry myself professionally. But discovering my purpose is when I found, started going to church. I didn't grow up necessarily in the church, but when I started going to church, I think I was more aware of why God created me. Yeah. And it was more to help people. And so, how I found the Black Magazine, it was about helping people discovering great parts of our history. So all the things you're doing, interviewing people, I love going around the country, sharing information about everything equestrian and farm life, because I grew up on a small farm, to other African Americans and everybody else around the country to show us, we got a big hand in the equestrian and farm industry.
Yeah. Wow. So, what would you say was, I don't know, the one thing that drew you into the whole space of equestrians and cowboy, that whole world right there?
So if you look at my background, it was an off journey. And so me growing up on a small farm, I knew the business side. That was my first hand in business, seeing my grandfather as an independent guy. You can't cheat in farming. You got to get up and go to work. So hard work was a part of my upbringing. I joined the Army, got out, went to college, aeroscience. So I'm around in the office doing research and design. But by nature, I'm still that little kid that grew up on a small farm. And so once I got married and my wife's uncle had a bunch of horses, that's what led me outside. And then once I got outside, I started to experience the horse world, doing more research, discovered African Americans had a big hand in our, as far as our equestrian history, and also those two things go together. And so when you take us off the plantation, before there were cars, there were horses. And so farming, being as my upbringing, and horses just married and came together because 40 acres and a mule. So the horse was the tractor that tilled the land. And what we know is land is actually something that can retain wealth in a family's history. Land ain't going nowhere. They're not making any new. And that's a big part of what I wanted people to understand, our rich history, the land, the soil that we work for, that we used to own. A lot of us, when you start going back into the early 1900s, there were probably 1 million farmers in 1920.
Wow.
1 million. And today there's probably less than 18,000.
That's crazy.
So you think farming and land goes hand in hand, and the horse, those two things married, and that's what kind of brought Black Reins together, the farming and equestrian aspect.
Wow, and what made you want to call it Black Reins?
Well, Black Reins, why I call it, the interesting thing. When I started throwing around names, it took me about a week.
Yeah.
But I always look at media today. Media kind of controls the way they portray us, and reins is like the steering wheel on a horse. And so Black Reins meaning African Americans controlling how the media presents them.
I like that. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. It makes so much sense.
Right. I try to promote us in a positive way.
Exactly. So yeah, I remember like reading a few things, and I didn't know that the first Kentucky Derby winner was Oliver Lewis in 1875, and just knowing that I never even knew who this guy was until I dug and did my research.
Right.
So that's really cool to know that the first ever winner of the Kentucky Derby was a black guy.
75% of the trainers and jockeys in the first Kentucky Derby, actually in the first race in the industry, are all black.
Wow.
Yeah. When you start, not just that in racing, so let's spread it across the board.
Sure.
All the foundation of great horses that we see today always had black handlers, black groomsmen. Groomsmen at that point were actually trainers. Yeah. So they have had a big hand in the horse industry, the foundation of it. But it's just not, a lot of it is not documented, that's all. What I'm doing is actually showing and bringing actually content that people can read and document our history.
Okay, yeah, I think that's so important, because sometimes, and it's like today's day and age where we're living in the social media world, where if you didn't record it, it didn't happen. That's pretty much how it is. Then there's so much that happened in our history that was not like recorded with video or pictures that we can access immediately, but it's there. But it, for some reason we feel like it didn't happen. We feel like, why are is there such thing as a Black Cowboy? What is that?
Right. A lot of the great movies that we see today, even the Westerns, 1 in 4 cowboys at the time, back because of the numbers, 1 in 4 cowboys were black. Most people don't know.
That's right.
Those were jobs. When we left the plantation, those were jobs that most people didn't want to do. It was a rough job. And everybody look at the term cowboy and they glorify it today, but it's got its recognition on being one of the derogatory terms, as a cowboy. But what we've learned is, in toughness and grit, people adopt that name. So it was an honor at the time because of what they had to go through. Cowboys at the time had to drive. They were out driving cattle from state to state for miles and weeks at a time with some of the worst equipment and the worst horses. But they made it happen, no complaints. So that name and that term became a positive attribute that's actually stuck today. A lot of the great movies that we see today, all as heroes like the Lone Ranger, these are all black characters, but just didn't get that media spotlight because of the time. Yeah,
that's true. It was I guess John Wayne and all those guys they were on the front scene, but they didn't. What people didn't really know is, like, I found out why there's like the little black mask, and that was kind of like their way of doing blackface. Because like really, I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bass Reeves, that was really the original Lone Ranger. Because they said he captured like over 3,000 thieves or something like that.
Criminals. It's probably one of our most famous lawmen in the United States.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Should be one of the most famous, but because of the work that he put in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, what is something that, or what is a cowboy or somebody that has inspired you specifically? Maybe one or two people out there.
You talking about okay? Let's look at some history.
Sure.
Jesse Stahl. Jesse Stahl was a black man, late 1800s, early 1900s. Actually, he's the second person outside of Bill Pickett in the Cowboy Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Jesse Stahl used to, because he never placed higher than third in the rodeos.
Okay.
Back at that time, it was kind of showing off that the black guy upstood a white guy.
Got a lot of bugs out here, yo.
I was saving you from that reaction on camera.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But Jesse Stahl used to compete anyway.
Okay.
Even though he never placed higher than third, because there were people, tens of thousands of people that would come. To watch him, white people, because they were only allowed in. And so he was competing against white contestants, but he used to, because he knew he was winning those competitions in bronc riding, he used to ride the broncs backwards, sometimes with his suitcase in his hand.
That's funny.
Just to prove, with the worst horses, just to prove that to the audience that who the winner is. Yeah. And those are some of the things that we had to go through. And that's we still find ourselves overachieving today, in black colleges and everything else. The curriculum is tougher. But if that type of toughness and grit has also tempered us and made us great in society.
That's true.
We can't be beat down. We always come back strong.
That's right. I agree with that, because no matter whether in the corporate space or even, I guess, on the ranches, you got to work, 2 times, 3 times harder just to get the same position, or something like that. So it's a difficult thing, but I think at the end of the day, it can make you or break you, and that's your choice. Like, you can choose to allow it to, woe is me, or you can choose to allow it to make you stronger and go to the next level. So,
to the lion in the wilderness that do the woe is me is dead tomorrow.
That's right.
It's survival, man. You either gonna show up and play to eat every day,
or be eaten.
Absolutely.
That's true.
I don't have no pity.
That's right. So, we got a one beautiful horse right here. You could let everybody know his name and a little bit about him.
This is Standardbred. His official name on papers is Dodger Hanover. He's off the track. He was a racing Standardbred. And it's a tribute to my family history. My uncles, Vance and Stanley Brown, raced him for years. I always wanted to keep that tradition going, so I bought this guy about a year ago, and he's an awesome horse. I just brought him in today. We went up to North Carolina riding and doing some camping out. Nice. He's excited to get home. Of course, we just got him off the trailer. So he wants to go back and play a little bit with his friends in the back. I also we got about 25 horses in the back, 40 back here. We can walk back there and take a look at these guys. And I got, this guy's 12 years old. I call him Magnus. That's a barn name. So Magnus, he looks royal to me.
Oh yeah.
I feel like his official name is Leo Paco's eminent son. I call him Son.
Okay.
S-O-N, Son. So
So what made you name him that?
I usually try to take something off the original paperwork to maintain it, and so I just pick a name out of their official name, and
Okay.
So son was a good thing, man. It's easy to say son. I mean, you say it in the street.
Yeah, that's right. What's up, son?
What's up, son?
Like 50 Cent.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it kind of stuck over the years, man. You think he's been around for? I had him since he was 3, 4. He's now 19, so he's been around for a while. So we got a lot of miles together.
And apparently in horse, well, I guess in horse terms, 19 years is above the mid-year range or the midlife range.
Right. I would look at, say humans live 100 years. Horses average about 30.
Yeah.
So he's 19. He would literally be about 60, 60-year-old guy. He's pretty mature.
Yeah.
Set in his ways right now. I got a little attitude. Stay off my lawn.
That's right. That's right. Don't mess with my girlfriend. She was rubbing her butt up against the yarn earlier, so that was pretty funny.
Oh, the great thing about it is he's been there, done that, and he's a good ride, man. Usually if I have people come out, I'll put him on this guy.
Raises his ears, she's like, I'm listening to this conversation. But yeah, so I see that you had the Bill Pickett Invitational belt, the buckle there. Where did you get that? Did you win that in a prize, or was it just from going to the Invitational, or?
No, I would be the tallest cowboy ever.
Okay.
No, I'm not a cowboy. I usually cover all that stuff, so I'm a fan of cowboys. Technically, I'm more of a horse racing guy.
Yeah.
But being that I cover all, I've acquired friends in nice places, and they thought it was a great gift for me. It was a birthday gift.
Yeah.
And she sent it out to me and said, I want you to have this for your birthday. Well, she basically said, I got some in the mail for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that's cool.
I thought it was good.
Oh, he still is like, I'm still getting to know you. But yeah, because the Bill Pickett Invitational, that one's the only black, I guess, invitational for black cowboys.
Yeah, that's several black. I mean, what we don't know is horses in the cowboy industry is like having a motorcycle or a pink Cadillac. There's a bunch of them on the road. You just don't notice them until you see one.
Yeah, that's true.
But there are a lot of black rodeos in a lot of the Midwest, Southern, even the West Coast, East and West. There's a lot of black rodeos, a lot. Not just the Bill Pickett. The Bill Pickett is probably one of the oldest. One of the oldest, but there's Mogi. I mean, there's so many black rodeos across the country.
Yeah,
there's some kids roping every weekend.
Wow.
Or going to show events, hunter jumper events. So we're big in the equestrian industry. We just don't get the spotlight.
That's true.
That mainstream actually gets. So
I heard that Bill Pickett was I guess maybe the person that first invented wrestling with the bulls.
They call it bulldogging. Today they call it steer wrestling. He used to grab the bull by the horns and bite its nose and twist its neck to get it down.
Okay.
That's cowboy life. That's ranch life.
That's right.
And so he's one of the first cowboys inducted into the Cowboy Hall of Fame.
Oh wow. Yeah. There's a whole Hall of Fame, y'all.
Right.
That's cool. So if there was a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant equivalent, who would be on the top 3?
There's a Bill Pickett, and there's a Jesse Stahl. There's some great guys, man. I could go on naming. I don't want to go past that because you start naming. You talking about the show industry, the hunter jumper. There's a lot of black people in there that's doing amazing things. You just can't name them all. You research, you'll find some great guys in history, and it's debatable.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there's a lot of people that's not even in the Hall of Fame that's worthy of it. It took them I don't know, maybe I forgot how many years it took to get some guys like Jimmy Wingfield inducted into the Racing Hall of Fame. But yeah, he's a 2-time Derby winner.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
So we got so much history to catch up. There's people documented for years to come.
Yeah.
Great cowboys.
Oh yeah. And that's what you do, right? You you've connected with a lot of people, and you mentioned that you'll be meeting up with a guy tomorrow that has a documentary series or a film on cowboys, right?
There's a lot of people doing amazing things. Adriana and Caitlin Gooch doing the Young Black Equestrians. That's Charles Perry doing the Black Cowboy documentary. Man, I can just go on and on. There's so many websites and Facebook pages. You put in Black Cowboy or Black Equestrian, you're gonna see thousands of African Americans of all ages still compete.
Yeah. Sometimes people just need exposure.
Right.
Simple exposure can really make the big difference.
Yes.
And a lot of things, I think, whether it be from, the time that Jackie Robinson was entering
Yes.
the major leagues, and now, the equestrian world and things like that too. It's good to see stuff like that, especially, with Kentucky Derby not being too far. It was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, and it was one black guy there. I can't remember his name, but he was competing, and they were saying that he was like, if he had won, he would have been like the first one
to win since 1920. 1920, I think Jimmy Wingfield was the last one to win the Kentucky Derby. Okay. That's a lot of years, and that's a big gap. Due to that whole Jim Crow era, the number one athlete in 1920 was Jimmy Wingfield. It was a black jockey. Remember, there was no TV, there was radio.
Wow.
And so we were all tuned in to hear those big events. Because of how lucrative it was and the celebrity that went along with it, a lot of the white jockeys were getting intimidated by that, and so they pushed a lot of the black jockeys out. And so a lot of the black jockeys were pushed, and trainers were pushed out of racing, as well as rodeo. So it pushed us to the black riding circuits, and that we didn't get as much media representation, and it brought us to where we are today. And that's where that big gap and that lag comes in. That whole era, and we're just recovering from it now.
Yeah. So how long have you been riding on the horses?
Well, I've been riding, if you count, as far as I can remember, being that I told you I came up from the farm, I've been there at horses and stayed with them for a long time throughout my teenage years. And then, of course, I left the farm, but as soon as I got the opportunity, I got right back into it, since about 25.
Okay, 25.
I'm now in my 50s, so so with that, it's been a good ride.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, man. Matter of fact, I got the horse already tacked up. Let's don't let him just sit there and wear the saddle if you want to get on.
Well, I mean, sure. Why not? We had a viral moment back there that we missed, and hopefully we don't make a bad one here.
No, take care of himself.
Oh.
Come on, he's not used to that.
Okay.
No, we'll put it up to him.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Here. Let me get my footing. Okay.
This guy is pretty guest friendly. Okay. So what I'll tell you, pull back, his brakes low.
Okay.
You pull back maybe 2 or 3 times, he'll back up.
Okay.
Give him his head, loosen the reins, he'll go forward.
Okay.
If you want to give it some gas, kick him in the side.
Okay.
Hold one rein steady and pull with your opposite hand, that's left or right.
Okay.
Not that far.
Oh.
Get in here, I said it.
Oh.
I'll back it up a little bit because he's a bigger horse.
Gotcha.
This knot is to help you find your brakes. So that's about where you want it. Put your hands like riding a motorcycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like that, put your thumbs. Yeah. Now hold this hand tight and pull with your right hand. That'll make him go that way.
Oh,
do the same thing. Hold this one and pull that one. He's gonna go the opposite way.
Okay.
All right, put him in a circle. Let's take him. You either got it or don't. He can't go anywhere. Put him on that rail over there. So turn him that way and kick him forward.
Okay. We're going.
You're natural.
I just need my gun holster, my cowboy hat will be Django.
Keep him tight to the rail. Just don't let him do what he wants to do. You figure that out, you're in trouble.
Oh no.
Just keep him tight to the rail. Let's put him around on the circle. Go ahead. Awesome.
All right.
You got to control him now. Put him on the fence and do it.
Oh, against the fence?
Yeah, you want to take him in a big loop.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go.
You got to put your left rights on. Kick him a little bit. Kick him until you get whatever speed out of him. Right. Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Keep him on that fence. You just riding. Right. You're not driving right now.
Oh, man. Look, I'm bull riding now. All right. So what would you say was like one of the craziest stories that you ever encountered, like when it comes to horses, cattle, anything?
Craziest moments. I don't have too many.
Crazy, embarrassing, any of them?
Embarrassing was right out here on this highway. I
yeah?
mean, people can't see behind us, but there's a street running right past. I was taking this thing, Son and I had a routine of every Saturday morning, I would take him down to the local McDonald's and tie him out. While I go inside, eat breakfast, and we'll ride back. Well, one morning I was on the way, and the neighboring pasture, there's 2 donkeys. Of course he can see the donkeys from the next fence over, but they just look different. And as I went down the street, there's something about those donkeys that were approaching the fence. I don't know if he just didn't know what they were or whatever. And I mean, literally, he flipped me over in the highway. And so this big 6'8" guy, me and the horse, laying across the highway. There's traffic stopped on both sides, and that was funny. Everybody got out their cars and asked, "Was I okay?" But I was. The horse ran all the way back to the pasture and said, "Let me in." He did not want to be a part of that. And so embarrassing and funny at the same time. I'm just glad I wasn't injured. That's a real way to get hurt. But,
oh my goodness.
I lived through it to laugh. You're gonna get some spills as riding horses.
Just
want to live through them and get back up.
Luckily, this isn't like, it wasn't too busy of a highway. So.
Early morning, and there's usually no cars out. So
all right, cool. So we always, in this podcast, we like to talk about, if life was like a house, what is one foundational piece your life is built on?
I usually build my life, and I try to teach my kids on the 6 F principles. I used to use 5, but now I use 6, and that's faith, family, finance, friends, fun, and fitness. If you have a foundation in God, you truly lean and trust me and family and build a strong family unit. If you continue to keep your finance in order, you choose great friends, keep yourself in good shape, keep yourself fit, you'll be around to have a whole lot of fun. So faith, family, finance, friends, fun, fitness.
The 6 F's, guys. The 6 F's. All right, cool. Well, and the very last question we like to ask, question of the day, and question of the day would be, if you could be in any horse movie scene, out of all the movies out there that have horses, which one would it be and why?
I would be in the Sade video.
Why is that?
I love Sade.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Absolutely. There's a scene with her running on the beach. I need to be right beside her.
That's right. Making sure, hey baby, make sure you're going the right way.
Absolutely, man. That would be awesome.
I love Sade. But anyways, thank you guys so much again for watching this episode. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And also, be sure to check them out, blackreins.com. That's blackreins.com. And if you're trying to, understand what's going on as far as like the publications, the magazines, and get connected, Mr. Moore will help you out with that. So
Hashtag Blacks and Reins. You can go to facebook.com/Black Reins or Twitter, Instagram, blackreinsmag.com. I'm at Black Reins Mag, and hashtag you'll find us.
Awesome. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much. Remember, we're hitting that subscriber button, making sure we get up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. So we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.
Sorry.